So the next two letters actually are very important. 1767, 6th of November, and the answer of written by the Hamburg Senate, and the answer from Emanuel to the Hamburg Senate as well. So obviously for the appointment as music director of the 5 churches in Hamburg. And I'm reading this series of letters from the book of Stephen Clark, Oxford University Press. There is a link below. Also a pilot episode of this series if you wonder what this is about. So, without further ado, I'm going to read that. The original one from the Hamburg Senate is not preserved, but there is a draft preserved, so a sketch that obviously is printed here. So 6th of November 1767, to the address is to the Royal Prussian chamber musician Georg Philipp Bach in Berlin. With your honor's permission, highly honorable, most learned, especially gracious good friend, the local, most praiseworthy Collegium Scholaricale, and I read in the footnote because that's a new word as well for me. The Collegium Scholaricale consisted of the pastors of the 5 main churches and a group of city officials. It was charged with overseeing the educational system and apparently selecting the new music director of the committee, so to say, selection committee, has informed us that your honor has been chosen here on the 3rd of this month to the recently deceased Georg Philipp Telemann's position of cantor and director of choral music. We have the pleasure of confirming such choice, and indeed the more so since we place a justified trust in your famous skill and commended qualities. Our letter of appointment is hereby issued to your honor in the certain hope that you will accept the post assigned to you willingly, in order to fill it for the honor of God, the improvement of youth, the profit of the public, and for your own satisfaction, provided that it pleases His Royal Prussian Majesty to allow you the most generous release from your service. So that's Frederick the Great, and that will not be so easy, but eventually it will be no problem. Beautiful also that this sentence ends, to fill it for the honor of God, improvement of youth, the profit of the public, and for your own satisfaction, which is really important. We hereby implore His most highly revealed Royal Majesty, so Frederick the Great, by means of our most devoted letter of today, so that has been sent separately, and your honor will also therefore take it upon yourself at the same time, to take the necessary steps with respect to the most humbly requested dismissal. If circumstances permit, the speediest assumption of the post would be very agreeable to us. We remain, with most gracious goodwill, your well disposed. So Emanuel Bach was, by that time, already in his 50s. Not forget. They really wanted him. And then Emanuel writes to the Hamburg Senate, Excellencies, highly and honorably born, particularly highly revered Herren, most favorable patrons and superiors. I have received the appointment to the position to the late Herr Telemann, sent to me most favorably by your Excellencies through Herr Commissionsraad Franke. With the most devout and most respectful feeling of my heart, and at the same time I received from an honorable and most learned counsel a letter addressed to His Majesty requesting my dismissal. I recognize in its entirety, and with humble thanks, this good fortune I have received from the same counsel, and will in the future do everything in my power to make myself worthy of this fortune by promoting God's honor, the edification of my neighbors, and the good of youth. I've already broached the subject of my dismissal with His Majesty, and will pass along in a few days the letter requesting my dismissal you sent me to expedite the matter. Then I will lay plans to arrive in Hamburg as soon as it is all possible. I remain, with the greatest reverence and all respect, your magnificence most nobly born, my most favorable patrons and superiors, most fully devoted servant, C.P.E.Bach. Berlin, 13th of November, 1767. Great letter. Very important for C.P.E.Bach, for Emanuel, because that would bring him to Hamburg in another position than he had at the court of Frederick the Great, where he didn't feel very happy. So, okay, hope you like this. Stay tuned for the next letters, there will be a lot more. This series will probably continue for some months, 3 or 4 episodes a week. We'll see how that continues, and certainly let me know in the comment section how you see this and what your thoughts are about this kind of sharing information and historical voices, because that it is. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.